In the great kingdom of Oruoma, where the drums of the ancestors echoed across the evening sky, lived a princess named Nkemjika. She was beautiful, graceful, and kind, adored by the people and protected fiercely by her father, King Azubike. Suitors from far and wide came daily to seek her hand in marriage. Wealthy princes, powerful warriors, men with gold and men with land. But none of them moved her heart. One bright morning, as the kingdom celebrated the annual harvest festival, hunters gathered in the palace courtyard to present their catch before the king. Among them was a young hunter named Obinna, a quiet, humble man with no wealth, no family name, and no possessions except his bow, his arrows, and the strength of his spirit. While other hunters carried large antelopes and bushmeats, Obinna carried only a single, modest antelope. The people mocked him quietly. "Is this all he brought?" some whispered. "Poor hunter, he should go home," others laughed. But Princess Nkemjika saw something different. She noticed the calmness of his eyes, the humility in the way he walked, and the gentleness with which he placed his offering on the ground. When Obinna bowed before the king, their eyes met just for a moment, one brief second that felt strangely long. A warm flutter stirred in the princess's heart, and Obinna felt something he could not explain. Later that evening, after the festival had ended and the palace grounds had quieted, the princess took a walk through the garden. She loved the peace of the night, the scent of blooming flowers, the soft glow of the moon reflecting on the palace walls. She believed she was alone, until she noticed a figure in the shadows. It was Obinna. He had come to return a piece of cloth he had found earlier, belonging to one of the palace workers. Their eyes met again, this time without the noise of the crowd or the pressure of tradition. The princess smiled warmly, and Obinna immediately bowed. "Why do you bow so deeply?" she asked softly. "Because you are the princess," he replied, keeping his eyes lowered. "But tonight," she said gently, "you may speak to me as a friend." Obinna hesitated, unsure whether he should. But something about her made him feel safe. They began talking, at first shyly, then more comfortably. As they spoke, Nkemjika noticed a worn leather band around his wrist. "What is that?" she asked. "It belonged to my mother," Obinna replied quietly. "It is the only memory I have of her." Touched by his story, the princess slowly removed a small gold bracelet from her own wrist. It was simple but precious, something she had worn since childhood. "Take this," she said, "so you will remember this night." "My princess." "I cannot," Obinna whispered, trembling. "I want you to," she insisted gently. He accepted it. Their fingers brushed. A soft spark passed between them, warm and unexpected. Neither of them spoke for a moment. As Obinna left the garden, he suddenly felt a presence behind him. A palace guard stepped out from the shadows, his expression cold. "Hunter," the guard said sternly, "listen well. The princess is meant for royalty. Kings and princes, not men like you. Keep your distance. If the king sees that bracelet on your wrist, you will lose far more than your dignity." Obinna's heart pounded as he hid the bracelet under his sleeve. He bowed quickly and hurried away into the darkness. The warning echoed in his ears all night. Back in her chamber, the princess stood by her window, touching her bare wrist gently. She could not explain why her heart felt both full and restless. Something new had awakened inside her, something forbidden but undeniable. And somewhere deep within the palace, the king's chief priest sat before burning cowrie shells. As he gazed into the flickering flames, his eyes widened. He saw visions, images of a hunter running through the forest, the princess crying, palace warriors chasing someone, and blood staining the palace floor. A cold shiver ran through his body as he whispered to himself, "A forbidden love has been born in this kingdom, and it will bring either a great blessing or a great destruction." The fire crackled loudly. The night grew silent. And fate quietly took its first step.